Hi, everybody. Welcome to Midweek. Can we go back to Thanksgiving? I fully understand it's February and we're supposed to be celebrating Valentine's Day, which, by the way, husbands, it's coming up. It's on the 14th. I think it's a Tuesday. So fair notice. Let's make this the best Valentine's we can. However, back to Thanksgiving. Why would I want to do that? Because number one, I love the holiday. Number two, I like it because it kind of stirs up gratitude. So today is National February Thanksgiving Day. I have got a list of things that I just want to tell you I'm thankful for. Number one, 21 people, and then an additional later that week, 22 people prayed to receive Christ from our services when Reed was here. That's just fantastic. I was talking with one young man, and his dad has been praying. His dad kind of didn't think God was hearing his prayers, and his son gave his life to Christ, and his son was communicating that to me. 21 people. And then later that week in Awana, one of the kids gave their life to Christ. So 22 people. In American standards right now, with what's going on in our country, I think that's revival. Another thing that I'm thankful for is Thrive had an overnighter. Yeah, it's been a long time. You know, COVID shut that stuff down. And they did an overnight. 85 kids showed up. And I think Caleb was telling me that 7 or 9 of them had no connection with a church. What an incredible option just to offer for our high school ministry. And then another thing I'm thankful for, our middle school went on a snow day and no one got hurt. Now, I don't know about you. I can remember some of the snow days that we were doing years ago. And we would, man, you get a whole line of people going down with those tubes. Well, let me tell you what. We had more than a few times where our inner tubes encountered trees. Not a good thing. What a great job by Fusion and Thrive. I think another thing that I just want to talk about is the next generation. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard people say, oh, but the next generation just won't commit to things. I think there's some concern of that. I mean, we've had people in our church teach in Sunday school for 50 years. We've had people be deacons for, years and years. We've had people who are on the clean teams or they're deaconesses. And we often, I think, kind of like even Tom Brokaw's book, The Greatest Generation, we're kind of wondering, are we going to see that kind of loyalty in the next generations? Well, I don't know if we're going to see it at a large level. All I can tell you is I see it here. Last Saturday, I came, and we'd had the overnighter for Thrive, and there was a young man that walked out. He'd been up all night with the Thrive students. Then he coached an upward game. Then he reffed, I think, 2 upward games. And he's walking out of here 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The guy probably hadn't seen his pillow in 3 days. And I'm thinking, people probably shouldn't be too worried about folks that have an ability to commit. I walked in and I was watching a game and I saw another young man. It's in our church. And he's reffing the game. And I was like, wow. Doing a great job. I mean, just loves the kids, doing so good. I sat there for a little while, had a number of conversations, and then all of a sudden I look over to my left, and the same guy's coaching another team. And I thought, whoa, America, we have young people who are willing to say, I'll serve. You can count on me. I'll, to be honest with you. And then I was talking about on Sunday investing in our church and in particular our school. And one young man comes up and he goes, hey, I'd like to donate golf lessons. You know what I honestly thought? I need them. But here's a young man who didn't attend our school, just attends our church and said, you know what? I can serve. I can give my time. I gotta be honest with you. I went home Sunday afternoon on cloud 99. Why? Because I just encountered person after person after person who had committed their heart to serving people. What a privilege. This coming weekend, we're going to be starting Discovery First. What's that? It's kind of a gateway into, if you will, membership in our church. You don't have to, but and I think a couple of weeks ago, we had like 30 or 40 already signed up. Maybe for the first time, we're probably putting it closed, can't take any more. Imagine that. And that's after 2 previous classes that had, I think, like close to 40 in each one. One of the things that I'm seeing is, yeah, there's a lot of bad news, tons of bad news. I can give you 14 days of bad news. But if you open your eyes, you see a lot of things that I just think are really pretty spectacular. And so I'm thankful. I know it's February, but I just want to relive Thanksgiving all over again. I'm thankful for all the things I'm seeing. 21 people, 22 people coming to Christ. Young people who are just taking on ownership. And so I want to challenge you. Let's take on ownership together. Easter's coming up. I got a high five, and I've got people on that high five that I'm praying I don't want to go to heaven without. And I hope you have one. And I hope that you'll have times where you just pray for those 5. And that might even be a wonderful time for you to invite them to Easter and to join and to celebrate with us. Maybe God's going to save them before Easter, and this is going to be their first Easter as a follower of Jesus. That would be so cool, wouldn't it? And we will have Thanksgiving in April. So there's much to be thankful for. I want to give you my prediction. I'm not a prophet nor a son of a prophet, but here's my prediction for the Super Bowl. Somebody's going to win. I have no idea. And to be quite candid with you, I don't ultimately care. I have kind of a little connection to the Chiefs, so much to the chagrin of my boys who think that if you don't root for the Broncos, and the Broncos aren't playing, if you root for anyone that they play against, that's, forbidden territory. But I'm going to go for the Chiefs, and I hope somebody wins with class. But I sure hope you enjoy the weekend and watching the Super Bowl. But before the Super Bowl, how about if we come together and celebrate Jesus? We're in, again, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and we're starting to get into some other passages. They're a little dicey, so hang with us. These are going to be fun days, and we're going to talk about all kinds of things like prophecy and tongues and discerning spirits and, that kind of stuff. So I can't wait. We're going to be in chapter 12 this weekend, the first part, and it's going to be just a delightful time to be together. So before we celebrate the Super Bowl, let's celebrate each other and be together as the body of Christ. Can't wait to see you this weekend, and maybe you can add to my list of all the things that we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving in February. Have a great week.